Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl Angel, the hood woman of God. I don't know why I thought my camera was off. I'm all fixing myself up. But thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Fuck With Me Friday, the live podcast, where I interview dope individuals who are big in their faith, a force to be reckoned with, unique in their craft, creative, and knocking down barriers every day. So tonight's special guest is the beautiful Iesha of Brown Sugar's Balloon Design Academy. She has been doing great things in the city of Chicago and who knows what else. And I'm so happy to have her on tonight where she's going to be talking more about her big balloon business, the non-for-profit work that she's doing in the community, and so much more. So with no further ado, let me bring her into the live.
Hi.
Hey girl, how you
Good
doing?
evening. I am good on yourself.
I am doing amazing. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for tuning in and being a guest. I'm so glad to finally have you here, right? Because I've been trying to hook this up for
Yes,
a while.
yes, I'm glad to be here. I'm excited.
Okay, great. Well, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to go ahead and introduce yourself to the guests, and we could jump right into the questions.
I think you did great. uh, I'm Iesha Trotter, founder of Brown Sugar Balloon Designs and Academy. I am a 25-year entrepreneur. I was a kidpreneur turned entrepreneur. I've been in the same industry for 20 years. I created my first job at 14. And so I have my nonprofit is Brown Sugar Youth Entrepreneur Academy. And we teach the youth ages 9 to young adults from 21 on how to start their own business or how to do it successfully.
That's awesome. So wait a minute. Did I hear you said you had your own business at 14?
I did. I created my own business when I was 14. Um,
Okay. Girl, that's amazing. That's awesome. 14. Because let me think about what I was doing when I was 14. And no, so you was out here running business, making money, power moves. So that's awesome. That's dope, girl. That's dope.
Thank you.
Congratulations about that. So let me ask you, was your business at 14? Was it your balloon business?
No, so I wanted I've been a hustler since I probably can walk. My sister that I lost a few years ago, we were like I had to be like 4 or 5 and she'd take me to a junkyard, we'll sell cans.
Okay.
Oh, candy stole money then, so she put that in me very young. And so when I was 14, I didn't get a summer job, so I decided I'd create my own, and I started selling snowballs. And my dad said, "Well, I'll buy you 4 juices, everything you need. I'm only gonna do it once." And at the time, you had to be 18 to go into the candy store. But I figured if I come out with the year I was born, they'll let me in. So I'm this high, pretending to be 18 until I actually made 18 to go into the candy store. But I was making $100 a day, every summer, selling snowballs.
That's awesome. So let me ask you, how much is have you made when you were 14 years old with that snowball business?
I made so every day I made $100 at least. That's on the low end. Um, But if I knew then what I know now, I would have saved some of that money. But that was my own money. That was my own money. So every day, I did snowballs until like my second year in college.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm asking because, girl, my son is such an entrepreneur, girl. He's 8 years old and he wants to get into business, girl. He just was asking me like, "Mama, is you gonna make me and my friends shirts, girl? They making books or something, and they gonna be selling them, and they want to have some T-shirts, girl." So this young man is putting me to work, and he is 9 years old. So it's
Yeah,
just so great, to see that, and you, like you said, you was around that. You said, did you say your mom is still that in you?
my sister,
Your sister,
my
okay, your
sister.
sister, okay, okay. How old was your sister over you?
Um, she's about 8 years older than me.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay then. Okay then. Well, look. Thanks for looking out, sister. You built a boss.
Yes.
You built a boss. Period. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the questions. Thank you so much for that introduction. So the next question, the first question I got for you is, what makes you big in your faith, or what made you big in your faith to go ahead and start this brown sugar balloon academy and just step out on faith to be a boss, to be an entrepreneur?
Well, a few things. One is that I believe everybody have an entrepreneur in them. Sometimes it takes for somebody to pull it out of them. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Um, and I just believe that God is going to give you everything that you need, even when you don't know what you need. The universe will provide you to make happen what you need to make happen. And I sometimes you don't always see. So I definitely am on this faith walk of this entrepreneur journey because what I know and I've learned is that you don't have to always see it all the time. You just got to believe it in your heart and in your mind. And so far, it has worked.
So far, so good.
Also good.
That's awesome. And I'm glad that you said that. Like, sometimes, being an entrepreneur and just anything, it's not like everything is rolled out in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You have trials, you have tribulations. And like you said, sometimes you're going to have to just keep going, even if you don't see it. You got to have that faith, and a great thing when I went to, we both attended the Legacy conference this Saturday. The first session that I was able to watch and participate in was the pastor preaching about exactly that faith. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have that faith to keep going. Even when times get hard, you
Mm-hmm.
ain't making no money. Things is going upside down. So you have to see it to believe it to achieve it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you say you did that. You did that. So okay, so let me ask you, how long have you had brown sugar?
So March the 4th, um, made 20 years. That so my the name has changed over the years. My first name is Brown Sugars um, Gift Shop because I
Okay,
started with gifts. I still do gifts, um, but I don't do them how I used to do them. So the name has changed over the years, but we had 20 years this year. We're
that's
celebrating 20 years.
awesome. Congratulations for that. That is a
Thank
huge,
you.
huge success. 20 years,
Yes,
20 years in the game.
yes. It has been amazing.
I know that's right. And then out of that 20 years, you said you've had to change the name a few times. What were some of the previous names?
So we were Brown Sugar's Gift Shop, Brown Sugar's Gift Shop, um, Brown Sugar's Balloons LLC. Then I started the academy in 2016. Um, and so we changed the name to Brown Sugar's Balloons Designs and Academy Incorporated. And then we switched from the LLC to an S Corp. Um, and now, well, we're still Brown Sugar's Balloons Designs and Academy.
That's awesome. Well, at least we kept that brown sugar in there. And everybody,
Yes.
look, if they don't know nothing, they know that brown sugar.
Yes.
Well, and how did you come up with the name? Is brown sugar, like, is brown your favorite color? Were you called brown sugar? Because you do get that brown sugar kind of pretty skin.
Thank you. No, so this is funny. I rarely get asked that. So the movie Brown Sugar, uh,
Okay.
there was a scene in there where Tay Diggs was describing the type of lady that he liked, and
Okay.
so when I was watching it, I was like, that kind of describes me. You got the home girl type, you got the lady that you can take home with your mama, to your mama, and just all the details. I was like, that's my name. That's gonna be my name of my business, and so that's where it came from.
Okay, that's awesome. You said so that you said that was your favorite movie.
That was one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
Look, that is a good movie. We got Carla in the chat. She said, "Congratulations! Wow! Like I told you, that is
Good.
that is a huge, huge accomplishment because you see so many businesses, start and close down and never come back again. But you had that drive, that faith. Like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna change the name. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make some moves. And now you say you have an academy. Can you go a
Yeah.
little deeper and let me know, like a school?
Yeah.
You got a school?
So this business, I started school for a list of reasons.
Okay.
One of being the direct correlation between violence and economics in the city of Chicago, preferably Inglewood. And so I know,
Inglewood.
yes, and I know, from experience, in raising kids and taking care of kids in the community. Kids went to Catholic school. We should have been in public school, but I worked a lot, so I need them to have that extra discipline when I wasn't around. Um, so I knew for myself and for experience, is a viable business. You can very well live comfortable off of it. Um, and I did it I have, when I started, I did work jobs to build my business. But then I spent a lot of years doing this full time. And I was like, what if I can do this full time and I can help decrease the violence with within the city? Maybe I'll teach this to other women. I've had men come. I'll teach it to younger people now. But maybe I
Mhm.
can teach this to other women, even if it's an extra income. It could be a great extra income if they operate this business as I teach and I operate. What makes me different than other companies is that I operate according to the industry standards. I'm a certified international award-winning certified balloon artist. So I'm big on the educational part of this business and just not making things look pretty, but the education behind it is important to me. And so if I teach women how to do it right, um, if they don't know nothing else coming out of my course, they will learn to be profitable and sustainable. And I've taught since 2016 about 150 women in the city of Chicago on how to start their own balloon design business.
Wait a minute. So I just want to go back to this because last week I wasn't able to do a podcast because I was at the Legacy, right? So I
Yeah.
made a video and I was explaining why I couldn't make a video and I was stumbling over my words and I made a mistake and said the goat. Then I was like, well, I am gonna have the goat on here. So let me iterate. The goat is here, baby. The balloon goat is here, honey.
Thank
That
you.
is awesome. And I have always watched you from afar. We met when I had started my business in Forest City Mall. I had already had Bella Rain for a few years, but I had stepped out on faith and went ahead and went in Forest City. And like you
Yeah.
said, you always kept a regular job and you were working there. And
Yeah.
so it was just, we just met, we just clicked, we just met,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it was just great. And like every time we see each other, it's like the same love. And at that
Yeah.
time, I didn't even know, I wasn't that informed about your business and things
Right.
like that. Then I just started seeing you all through these social media streets, seeing your work at different conferences, at different events, seminars, and even on the news.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
on the news. So, like you said, baby, you are international balloon artistry or a teacher, okay? So listen,
Thank
if you're not gonna toot your horn, baby, I am. I
you.
am. So
Thank you.
that is such an accomplishment, and you've been doing this for over 20 years. And you
Yes.
said within that time you've taught over 100 different women, and then you helping with the Stop the Violence. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what are you doing to help in your organization or in your business with stopping the violence? Like teaching the kids the classes and stuff.
I've been doing a lot. I spend a lot of my downtime sometimes with kids. Um, so I started a nonprofit a few years ago during the pandemic.
Okay.
which is a youth academy, and so I fund my business. So my prices is a little high, right? But I my prices are a little high because I use my for-profit business to fund my nonprofit business, which helps me fund my youth programs. Which we when we teach the kids how to start their own businesses, when they come out of our program, they're gonna know how to pitch. I didn't learn how to pitch until probably in my 30s, right? So I want to give them that advantage young. So we gotta get your babies in my class. We
Yes,
also
we
on
do.
their state business license. So they're not only going to come out knowing how to pitch their business with a business plan, they're going to come out with a real legal business entity with the state of Illinois. And we pay for that. So my program is free. We do take sponsors, um, but we want to give kids another avenue. We want to keep them busy. We provide summer jobs. We provide after school jobs. I have the kids on the weekends sometimes now doing outside of the summertime. So we do provide jobs for them. We do field trips during the summertime. We have a event tomorrow, which is going to start our youth speaker series, life at the high school. A conversation started because working with the kids, what I found out is that even as sophomores and some juniors, some of them haven't even thought about what they're going to do at the high school. Like it hasn't been a thought in their head. So my life after high school conversation started is to get the conversation started. Let them see not only about business opportunity, but non-traditional jobs from other entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who have been successful at what they do, and teaching them about trades. And so um, I try to keep the violence, lower the violence with my participants by keeping them active and busy and always giving them something to do. I might have a team to call and say, hey, can you buy me something to eat? Even I have some young adults that's a little older who got kids and say, hey, trying to can you buy me some food? I'm trying to get food for me and my baby. Can you give me an Uber here? Can you give me an Uber there? Um, to keep them safe. Um, we do provide that for them. Sometimes have people send me random donations, and sometimes those donations be right on time, right? But
Okay.
if a kid reach out to me, if a teen reach out to me and they need something, we try to provide them with that outlet versus them trying to go on the street and hurt somebody else to get what they need. And sometimes it's as simple as food, right? And I learned that from my mom. My mom used to feed people all the time. And like, what are you doing? She used to take care of kids all the time. I didn't understand it then, but she taught me how to be of service to others, and I learned that at a very young age. And so it just carried on with me. And so we try to keep our teams busy and out the way.
And I'm glad you said that because I feel like keeping kids busy does tremendous help with, stopping the violence and giving them something to do. Because a lot of these kids nowadays, they want something to do.
Mhm.
And sometimes it just be the first thing that comes to their mind to do, or the first thing that presents itself to do is something that's not of
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
sometimes you might have a
Mhm.
friend or somebody who doing
Yeah.
something that they ain't got no business doing.
Mhm.
They call you. You ain't got nothing to do. So you like, okay. But let you have something to do, like going to the Brown Sugar Balloon Design Academy, baby, and learning. And again,
Mhm.
not just learning about the artistry of balloons, but the artistry of having your own very own business.
Yeah.
And like you said, you coming out with the knowledge and the education that some of us learned when we were our 20s and our 30s.
Yeah.
Like you just said about pitching. I just made 40. Thank you, God. I just made 40. And I had not pitched my first time until I was like 38.
Mhm. Yeah.
Baby, they learning these as kids. So
Yeah.
can you imagine the poverty rate and the violence rate just trundling down? So I applaud
Mhm.
you. I
Thank
applaud
you.
you. And I know we talked about several times about me coming in and being a sponsor, but that is something that's on my to-do list like yesterday.
Thank you.
Yesterday, because not only do I want to offer, my knowledge, my skills and expertise, like I want to be able to team up with you and get some of the kids in my neighborhood in that. And this is not just one neighborhood thing. You're doing this for Chicagoland area, Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That is awesome. When you go, girl, let's do what is it? A virtual high five. Go, girl. Go, girl. That
Thank
is so dope. Okay, then. So, my next question for you is, what makes you a force to be reckoned with?
What makes me a
Take the
force
big
to be
breathe.
what makes me a force to be reckoned with is because within my industry, because I've been doing it so long, I've created the blueprint to doing a lot of things that I'm doing. And so with that, I'm teaching it to younger people, right? I'm training some team leaders now to go in to be instructors. And so some
You
of them
got one.
started, some of them started some of them started with me since they've been 14. So by me being able to empower them young,
Mm.
um, I'm going to be creating more leaders. And the goal is to create more leaders, right? And leaders that's going to be better than me because they're going to have that head start. They're going to have the knowledge that I didn't have when I was their age. And so um, by the time that they become our age, they're going to be powerhouses. They're going to be powerhouses. And that's why I'm forced to be reckoned with because I'm creating more leaders and I'm starting them young.
Yes, baby. Ooh, girl, you got me over here fanning, baby. She is creating more leaders. I'm so glad you said that because, again, back to the violence and stuff. A lot of the violence comes from people following the wrong leaders.
Mm-hmm.
People following up behind the crowd. So
Mm-hmm.
you're creating wealth builders,
Mm-hmm.
curse breakers. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you changing the whole trajectory of families in our future. And not just, girl, that's another virtual high five for me. That's awesome. That is definitely a force to be reckoned with because you don't you don't they don't highlight a lot of women like yourself that are doing things like that are empowering our future generation, and that's just awesome within itself. So I applaud you for that, girl.
Thank you. Thank
How
you.
big, let me ask you this, how big are some of your classes? Like, how many students do you allow in one cohort?
So with the kids, I would like to get up to 10. But we also are working with some of our community partners to go into CPS and teach this as a curriculum during the day. But I'm building staff, so I need volunteers and people to go in with me to train in other schools because it's physically impossible for me to get into more than one school at a time with just myself.
Okay.
So we are looking for volunteers to help so that will expand our classes.
So y'all heard that, right? She's looking for people to come on in and grow and build this brand and build this legacy. Build, because this is what you're doing. You're building legacy, baby. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking
Thank
about.
you.
So again, we're gonna let y'all know at the end how we got her information floating at the bottom. If you want to DM her through Facebook or Instagram, or go ahead and follow her. But we gonna definitely give y'all more information so y'all can know where exactly to come fuck with my girl, because she looking for volunteers, okay?
Thank
And
you.
for an awesome cause, okay? All
Yeah.
right. So my next question is, what makes you unique in your craft?
Well, what makes me unique in my craft is I got this funny story with the balloon business. I like this business in Spanish. At the time, there was no classes taught in English. The people who do this, was doing this, was from Venezuela or from Mexico or China, right? Because it's really big in China. So I want to turn this business into a business for us. I think I've successfully done that. I've heard that Chicago has some of the best balloon artists across the U.S., and that came from someone within the industry.
Okay.
And uh, so that is something that makes me unique. Is me changing that for us. And at the time, I was doing it before it was a thing because it was just something that I love, and I wanted to bring gift giving to Inglewood, and
Okay.
so I like giving people gifts, right? So I bought and found an indispensable, profitable way to do that as well. And so this is passion. This is all passion. Like this is something that I would do for free, but I'm getting paid for it.
Which
You
ain't
know,
nothing
yeah,
wrong with that.
like you said a little
Ain't
early,
nothing wrong with
you
that.
definitely have to do it when you don't want to do it, right? Uh, and I can play with balloons all the time. So if you see me and I smell like latex, I might have been working 36 hours straight, right? Because it's the passion for me, and I genuinely love this.
That's awesome. And girl, you just you just making me about to start. No. And I'm glad that's what really makes you unique because Chicago does have some of the best balloon artistry out here. And for you to, and this is, I know you've been in the balloon game for a minute, but this is something that I didn't even know. I didn't
Hmm.
even know that you were teaching so many women. Girl,
Hmm.
so I know now when I'm looking at somebody's balloon, I'm be knowing
Yeah,
like, I know you,
yeah,
I know you learned that from. I know
yeah,
that uniqueness right there.
yes. And I'll tell some of the best. I'll be like, yes. I'll tell, yeah, yeah.
That's
I'll
awesome. That's
definitely tell some
awesome.
all stars.
And like I said, I've seen your work at different places, and I know for a fact when people be looking for recommendations for somebody who make balloons and stuff, girl, I always be tagging you. I know you be seeing
Thank you. Yes.
because
Yeah,
when
I
you
appreciate.
want the best, you gotta go to the best.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the best. That's awesome. That's awesome,
Thank
Queen. Okay. So my next question for you is what makes you creative? And not just with the balloons, like anything. What makes you creative?
Because I'm a thinker. I'm always thinking. Man, you know, so it's a few things. So I'm a thinker. I'm a visionary. That ability to see things is amazing. That's my God given talent. To see it. Um, and to listen when I hear God speaking to me, right? To tell me what to do and what not to do and when to do it. So just following the alignment. Um, well, yeah, I'm almost always thinking. Whether it's about business, whether it's about balloon artistry, whether it's about my classes, but even in my sleep, sometimes I'll jump up like, go back to sleep. What? I can't even sleep because I'm thinking about something, right?
Girl, I think that's just an entrepreneur tactic,
Yes.
girl. Because I be in my bed sometimes, tossing and turning, mad, just going. I'll be like, Lord, I just want to go to sleep. Can I
Yes.
just stop thinking for a minute?
That's a good problem to have.
You know what? I guess so. I guess so. But girl, a thinker. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, it's sad, they don't think before they do
Mm-mm.
things. They don't
Mhm.
think before they speak. They don't
Mhm.
think before they act.
Right.
So being a thinker and able to use your both sides of your brain,
Mhm.
that's definitely creative. Okay. So my next question for you is what barriers have you had to knock down to get yourself here, to get you where you're at, to keeping you pushing forward, to help you get to school, to help you change your whole directory of the community? What barriers have you had to knock down?
Um, I have I've had a lot more personal barriers than than business barriers because the business is always good, right? But it's that balance.
I
It's a
know
hard
that.
balance. Trying to balance raising kids, being active in the community, um, trying to keep your mental together, right? Trying to stay sane, balancing deaths. So that's a hard battle, but just staying faithful just believing that God didn't bring you that spot to leave you. Um, I have this saying that I studied the grace until I became one.
Mm.
So following the people who wasn't in my industry, who was in my industry that didn't look like me, seeing how they built their business. Follow people that's in the entrepreneur journey, that's on the entrepreneur journey that wasn't in my industry, but the thing about business is all the principles apply. So I follow some amazing women that was in the real estate industry and took some, and I will watch they YouTube videos, they lives anytime I see them repeatedly. Every time I see them come up with something, okay, well I can do this with my business. I can do that with my business. So just taking things from some of everybody that's great and utilizing it for myself and then speaking to some of them who knew I was going through some of them process and say, Iesha, don't let this paperwork stop you. Remember what your end goal is. And so in my industry, I'm a government contractor. I rarely say that, right? Um, and I
Got the
do a lot
big
of corporate
contracts.
a lot of corporate events, right? But a lot of and nonprofits, but a lot of my clients, I'm their sole event decorator, right? Um, but it's a lot of paperwork that it's a lot of paperwork that comes with those kind of accounts, and each account is a different system, right? So just finding balance to keep up with all of that and to do it efficiently and effectively and crossing all your I's and dotting all your T's. So some days I just sit in prayer because it is a lot to manage. It's not always easy. I like to think that my advantage with balancing all of this is that my background is in business administration. That's what I went to school for. So I kind of knew that I was going to manage my own business or somebody else's to some magnitude. Fortunately, it has been my own.
Mhm.
Um, so I think, and I actually like the paperwork part of it. So um, although some
I
of the
know that
processes,
paperwork can be something else
it
because
could, yeah.
not to cut you off, but I've seen, like you said, I've seen so many people get deterred from getting those
Mm-hmm,
contracts or following up with a certain
mm-hmm,
business or entity because of the paperwork. Some
yeah.
people don't know how to fill it out. Some
Mm-hmm,
people don't have the necessary documents that go with the
mm-hmm,
paperwork, which
mm-hmm,
disqualify them. So
mm-hmm.
that's a huge barrier because
Mhm,
I was taking a class and a woman in the class was trying to get basically a certification so she can try to
mhm,
get certain contracts like that.
mhm,
And when I mean she was like having a moment, like she
mhm,
was like kind of like losing her
mhm.
mind, and it was like, calm down,
Yeah,
take it one, one section at
yeah,
a time, because that paperwork can be, it can be, it
tedious.
can make you break you.
Yes, there's a lot. Look, it's overwhelming just thinking about it. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of my like because that's my thing and I like it, and I do try to convince people to do it. Like, just get your binder together. I'll submit it for you. Just give me these
Mhm.
documents. And some people still won't do it. I'm like, I'll do it for you, but I need this. You already have this. Just give it to me.
Right.
But it definitely can be tedious, but it definitely gives you that advantage.
Okay. And I know you mentioned, you had to deal with a lot of personal barriers that you had to break through. Can you give us a little bit more about that? I know you said you dealt with a few deaths, and I know personally that you lost one of your sisters. Was
Hmm.
that your only sister?
No, so I've lost two sisters. So today makes 16 years that my first sister lost was killed. She was killed by a drunk driver coming home from work. She worked overnight in the NICU. She was in Alabama and she was killed by a drunk driver. And
Oh,
that
I'm
was hard
sorry.
because that was like my best friend. And we always wore the same lip gloss. And this particular, our last conversation, I was extremely tired. We talked for hours, but this particular time, like, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go sleep. I had to be to work early in the morning. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. So that really hurt because I'm like, I supposed to sit there and lip gloss, right? We supposed to talk when I got to work. That chance never came. And then I watched my other sister. She fought through so much, but to watch a relative go through and you can't do nothing for them, it was the worst. And so prior to her passing, I just opened up two new stores, two
Wow.
new locations. One of them was quite expensive, right? But I could never be there because I was always on the go. I was always dealing with family. When I got back on track, it's just some things that was happening in the space. I end up leaving, but I seen that space going exactly where I wanted to go. Once
Mm.
I got back in there, but it was just too much going on. It was too busy, and dealing with man in business sometimes is like dealing with a toxic boyfriend.
Mm.
And I
Please.
always say I was gonna tell my story about that because men in those kind of positions feel like they can talk to women any kind of way.
Mm.
It's like
Mhm.
because you are a man and this is the position you're in, you don't get to talk to me like that. And some people like, well, that's their culture, or that's just how he is, or just, but in all things, you have to respect people, and
Mhm.
so you have to set your boundaries with dealing with people like that. So, look, that's another story too. To talk about women when we dealing with people in those kind of positions who take advantage of us being some black, some that we are black women, some that we are fairly young, and sometimes they know that we don't have a husband coming behind us, right?
Mm.
So
So they
dealing with
bullies try to take advantage.
yes, so dealing with that, dealing with people who create a problem with you from the thoughts in their heads, right?
Mhm.
And I like to think that I could work with anybody. I
Mhm.
teach what I do. Right? I want people. We're gonna get some money. We can get this money together. I teach what I do. I've offered I've offered accounts to people. Because it's physically impossible. I can know how to get it all day long, right? But I need people to help me. It's like I don't want to be on the island by myself. I need some people, right? So, but people create, and that's some of the things I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs go through because it's like people create these problems in their head. And I've had people say, well, if sometimes it's not you, sometimes it's them. So learning, I still have yet to learn how to deal with that. I'll just cut people off and block them. We don't need to be friends on social media. So that's a hard one. Um, and I like to say I got some great teenagers, but sometimes I deal with other teenagers that, I'm always putting out a fire somewhere, right? So,
It's somewhere. If it's not home, if it's not at
yeah,
the store, if it's not down the street, if it's not at
yeah,
the mall.
yeah. So, just all of that and personal adversities. My car got stolen twice last year being in the city, and finally, I didn't get it back, so it's just always, like some personal things. And women, we gotta show up no matter what. We gotta show up. Don't nobody care what you
Mhm.
got going on. You better
Not
show
even your
up.
own kids.
No, definitely not your kids. Right? Like,
Girl.
right. So you just gotta keep showing up. I think that's a hard conversation that we don't talk about a lot. Being an entrepreneur, being a woman, sometimes being burnt out, but you still gotta show up at the end of the day. But for me, I'm thankful that I work with a business that no matter what's going on in my personal life, when I get to doing these balloons. I had a client when I was writing my sister obituary, planning the funeral. I'm writing obituary blowing balloons. And I told them at the end of the event, I said, when I got finished, I said, this is the best thing I could have been doing right now. Because if I was not working, I've been at the house with everybody else falling apart and I've been no good to nobody. But I had to send a heartfelt thank you because they just want their event decorated. They
Right.
had no idea that they was saving me for losing my mind at that particular moment. So sometimes, because this is a joyful business, it keeps me together. Because balloons make people happy. Right. So,
You know they do.
so that's the blessing for me. Is like my clients sometimes they have no idea.
Like you said, they have no idea. You still got to push through. You still got to show up
Mhm.
because not only do you have your business rather behind you, you have your character. You
Yes.
have you know the person who you are, and sometimes, like you said, you was dealing with that heartbreak and the sadness of losing your sister, but God had you somewhere else where you was creating and bringing joy to other people. And sometimes, you know, sometimes we want to physically sit in our sadness and be
Mm-hmm.
moping and crying, but sometimes God got a better plan for us. God say,
That's
you know what? I'm not gonna let you sit here and be
mm-hmm.
sad, even though you are sad, because losing your sister is a great loss. Because I myself had to experience that. My sister has been deceased for 21 years. February the 17th made 21 years, and my sister, she died at the E2's nightclub when they had that big
Yeah.
stampede in Chicago. That was a huge thing, and
Yeah.
so it was like, so I know,
Mm-hmm.
they say losing a sibling is more hard than losing like your own parent, because your parents, you expect for them to go before you, but your
Mm-hmm.
sibling, that's like who you
Mm-hmm.
been, that's your ride or die, who you been with, your
Yeah.
whole life. They your
Yeah.
secret box, they everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Like right. Who gonna tell your secret? Yes. Yes.
Right. And so it's like you guys walk through life holding hands, and to
Mm-hmm.
know that that person not gonna be here no more. You wanna be, like I said, sitting in that,
Mm-hmm.
depressed state. But God
Yeah.
had you somewhere else,
Yeah.
bringing joy, bringing life. Because like you said, baby, balloons make you happy.
Yes.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
when kids see balloons, I don't care what's going on, baby. They playing with them balloons.
Yes.
Girl, we done been to parties. You know how they be breaking down the
Yes.
balloons and they be throwing the balloons. Oh,
Yes.
girl, the kids go crazy for the balloons.
Yes.
Balloons are a joyful thing. They
Yes.
joyful thing, and like you know, they bring life. Even when people are born, what you see people walking in with some balloons that say, "It's the girl, it's the boy, it's the."
Yes, and I was just saying, even the man like balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Like people be like, yeah, we're gonna make them for the man too, and that's like,
Okay. And people like that's weird for men to like
yeah,
balloons. What's weird
yeah,
about that? Balloons
yeah,
are balloons. They was kids. Kids like balloons. Boys are
yeah,
kids grow up to be men. Like
yeah.
everything just so stereotype now, or
Mm-hmm.
gender. Child,
Yeah,
please. I
yeah.
wanted to run back to another thing that you said earlier, that you learned this balloon business, balloon artistry. Am I saying this right? Am I saying
Mm-hmm.
that word right?
Yes, yes,
Artistry. In Spanish.
yes.
In Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse my French. Do you know how hard that shit is?
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm saying that because, girl, I took Spanish. Did I? Did we have to take a Spanish class in elementary? I think we did, girl. I took Spanish in elementary, high school, still
I
taking.
mean,
I know my alphabets, that said, and I know uno, dos, tres,
numbers.
cuatro, cinco. But girl, learning a whole business, a
Yes,
whole concept in a whole
yes,
different language,
yes,
baby, you
yes.
cold.
And,
Baby, you
and
cold.
yeah. And if she moved down to Florida now. But if
Okay.
you go look at her work, Luz, I can't think of her last name, but you'll see her work, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's who you learned from. So yeah,
Wow.
it was. She didn't know
Wow.
no. She knew probably the same words we know in Spanish. She knew in English.
Right. Like, hola, ¿cómo
Yeah,
está?
yeah,
Muy bien. Like,
yes, and
see?
it was, and
No.
I traveled to them classes. I traveled for hours. If my car went down, I was taking the bus, the train, like cab. I done rented cars, and I'd be there from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. However I needed to get there, I was going.
I know that's right. And look where it got you
Yeah.
now, sis. Look where it got you now. I just take my hat off to you,
Thank you.
just just for everything that you just was saying tonight. Like I just from number one, how you have your faith, how your sister birthed a boss, how she had you as a little kid, following and walking in her footsteps, showing you leading you the way.
Yeah.
How you letting me know that you learned the whole concept in a whole other language. Baby, you got to be a bad mama jam girl, because not only am I like horrible in Spanish, one of my daughters, she's taking Spanish now. And she just tell me all the time, like, Mama, I hate Spanish. I hate Spanish. But I be still trying to get her a pep talk. Like, you got this,
Yeah.
boo. You need me to help you.
Yeah.
Knowing to myself, like, girl, don't ask me for no help.
Right.
Because I know just as much as you, baby, and a little bit less, okay?
Oh, God.
Girl, that's just awesome. I just definitely take my hat off to you for everything you're doing in the community, for your Balloon Academy, for your non-for-profit. Like, those are major, major moves. And, you know, you don't have a lot of people that's out here that's doing both. A lot
Yeah.
of people either have a non-for-profit, or a lot of people only have a business.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of people taking the time and have the willpower, the education, the drive to do both sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes a lot. I don't even know another word to say. Like, I know it takes a lot of
Yeah.
your time. I know it takes a lot of your um not only your time, but the curriculum you're putting together,
Mm-hmm.
getting the students. I just applaud you. And I wish you so much more success with everything. I wanted to ask you, like I said, I know I've seen some of your work at different events, even on the TV. Can you share some of if it's not client, uh, you
Oh
know,
no.
Indiana, whatever the NDA you can't, but if you could tell us some of the clients that you've been able to work with, and some of the news, um, some of the decor you've done for different events and things. If you could share some of that with us.
Yes, and I know I'm gonna forget some clients. But I've done work for the NBA. Like they've hired me directly. Well, they reached out to my network, and my network's like, no, they're gonna hire you directly. The NBA, my first celebrity event was the Chicago Bears Family Fun Fest. Um, we worked with I've been on Windy City Live.
Okay.
Um, I've been on the Jammer TV a few times. I have got some news media from different events, ABC7, probably WGN, the YMCA, the YWCA, Fifth Third Bank. We're a partner with them. We got a few more partnerships coming up. Um, Discover Financial Services. I'm their balloon vendor, CPS, CHA. I've done
Ooh.
for CPD. I got some. I do consulting too, but that's another story. So my clients are police officers, and I've trained some police officers in balloon designs as well. Um, I say CPS. Um, it's the list. The Rage, Inglewood, Rage from um, residents, the Great Association, the Residents Association of Greater Inglewood. I don't know how could I get that wrong. Uh, we got partnerships like with
Girl,
Teamwork,
you dropping so many names, honey. Like, you
uh,
dropping them like.
the Chamber of Inglewood, um, Allies for Community Business. I'm on that board to help the small business clients. I'm small business clients of them as well, but Allies of Community Business is a CDFI, a community financial lending institution. So they help small businesses get funding that they can't get at banks. Um, I've been through Goldman Sachs 10,000 small businesses, which was really huge. That was equivalent to like getting my master's.
Oh, okay.
um, I'm a City College vendor, City of Chicago City College's vendor as well. I'm a youth guidance vendor. I got some. It's all to my tongue. I can't get it out. But yeah, it's a few more. Heartland Alliance. I got a lot of clients that they're exclusive vendors. So I'm still growing my team. So that we can take this company into seven figures and do more with our nonprofit.
I know that's right, girl. When I say that's dope, that's dope. Like you don't even know how many. Girl, I lost count of how many names you dropped, how many different corporation and business that you as a small company have done. Like that's awesome. And like I said, I've definitely walked through a couple events like, oh, this my girl work right here. Like this my girl work right here. And then I seen you when you were on the news. So that's why I wanted you to drop that. Like I've been on this, I've been on that, I've been on that. Because people don't know some of the events that they go to, that's your work.
Yeah.
They don't even know it.
Yeah.
They know now.
Yes. Yes.
They know now. They know now. So with that being said, I want you to go ahead and let us know how we could come fuck with you, or let the audience know how they could come fuck with you, how they can learn how to get their kids enrolled in your class, how they can donate to your organization, how they could be a sponsor. Just let us know how they could come fuck with you, sis.
I want to first say thank you for having me, and I'm so glad that I made the time to come on, because I don't talk to a lot of people personally about my business when I was doing work for other companies. Like I'm there, I'm doing that job, but you just had this spirit, and you know good people when you know good people. And so you're probably one of the few people that I consistently talked to when I was doing security at the mall, because you just was always just had this vibrant spirit that I love. So thank you for being who you are. So you all can find me
so much, sis.
You're welcome. On social media, Brown Sugars Balloon Designs and Academy. You can Google me. All of my social media should pop up. We do have a website for Brown Sugars Balloon Designs. That's www.brownsugarsballoondesigns.com, as well as our Youth Entrepreneur Academy. There you can sign up to get on our subscription list, to get our emails and our newsletters, as well as donate and sign up for volunteering and get links for our upcoming events. That's at www.Brown Sugars Youth Entrepreneur Academy as well. We are on Facebook as Brown Sugars Youth Entrepreneur Academy also, and across the social medias as well.
Okay. And the last thing I want you to let us know about, tell us about your event that is happening tomorrow.
All of our events that we hold for the youth, they are held at the Discover in Chatham at the Shine Bright Community Center. And tomorrow is our first of 4 Life After High School conversation starters. That's our speaker series leading up to our next youth cohort for our 10th week business program. Sorry, it's not 10 weeks, it's 6 weeks. I think I'll probably want to change it to 10 weeks, but it's 6 weeks. And the kids come out with their legal business entity. So tomorrow is going to be from 10 to 12 p.m. at Discover in Chatham, 8650 South Cottage Grove in the Shine Bright Community Center. You can bring your teens. You can bring them. I don't have a starting age for tomorrow, because as early as you can get your kids to start thinking about life after high school, the better. Even if they change it a few times, at least the conversation is in their head on
Mhm.
what they might want to do. My son, he's 9, and he got a few things that he know he want to do. He'll probably be an engineer or architect somewhere in that field, but he's already starting that conversation since he's probably like 4. What do you want to do? He build a house on the floor with some popsicle sticks. Oh, okay, I got it. Right. And so the earlier we can start those conversations, the better. But to just get them started, even if they change it a few times, I've seen a lot of teens who, what? Well, I just want to graduate. Like they're just trying to make it out of high school, but no, you need to do something else after high school, even if it's a trade. So um, we will post our flyers for our next the read after tomorrow on our website and our social media as well. Um, but tomorrow is the first one of 4.
And like you said, you starting a conversation. Sometimes that's all it started with is a
Mm-hmm.
conversation. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Making the right conversations at that, you know?
Yes. Yes.
So that's awesome. And like you said, it's no age restriction. So if you got a 6-year-old, 5-year-old, as long
Mm-hmm.
as they can sit there and listen, and
Yes.
this is something that they're interested in doing, please bring them out. Let them know one more time the location and the time for this event tomorrow.
It's going to be held at Discover in Chatham, 8650 South Cottage Grove at the Shine Bright Community Center from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm so upset that I can't be there because I'm participating in the grand opening for the EM marketplace. It's a marketplace that have different
Mm-hmm.
vendors to come and sell their products. So I'm
Nice.
gonna be there to support her. The ribbon cutting is like at 12. That's why I'm like,
Okay.
you couldn't do this later. But we have
Next time, we see you next time.
right, but that's why I'm so glad that you let
Yeah.
me know that this is one of 4. So
Yeah.
when are you looking to start the new cohort?
The new cohort will probably start at the end of May,
Okay, okay.
depending on the dates availability with Discover. So we'll send them our dates. They'll tell me what they have available. For the youth cohort, we try to get the dates consistent so it can be a straight run through. For the
Okay.
life at the high school conversation series, it's every other Saturday.
Okay, okay. Well, that's awesome. That's so dope. And before you got to giving me my flowers, I'm definitely gonna give you your flowers. I thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show to interview with me. Like I said, it's been love since we met each other. And what was
Yeah,
that, 9 years ago? Because
yeah, it was a yeah,
yes, because my son, when I opened Bella
yeah.
Rain, I was pregnant.
Mhm. Yeah, me too.
You see, like, so we both got those
Yeah,
9-year-olds.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, and it's been love ever
yeah.
since. It's been love ever since. So I just personally thank you. I'll give you your flowers. You are doing so much great work in the community, in these young people's lives, and even adult lives. And I just take my hat off to you for everything you're doing. And like, real talk, sis, when you need me, I ain't nothing but a text away. And I wasn't stopping till I got you on this podcast. You know that, right?
Look, but you always do. I'm like, I gotta do it. This year I got this big calendar. Like, you ain't missing nothing. So,
Right. Well, I'm so glad that we were able to go ahead and knock this interview out. And I definitely want to hear more from you. I want to get involved more. And again, I just wish you the much and most success possible with your brand, with your business. I love everything you're doing, and I
thank
just love
you.
you, sis. And I just want to say
Thank you.
thank
I love you
you. Thank you so much. And
too.
is there anything you want to tell the audience before we go?
Just follow me on social media, on all the socials I said a little earlier.
And guys, we do have her information flying across the screen with her IG is her business name, her IG, and her Facebook name. So please get into her inbox or go on her website and learn more about how you can get involved, how you can get your children involved, because she is changing the trajectory of our future and everything. So get involved, get in tune, and that's all we got for y'all.
Thank you.
So thank you, sis, for tuning in. This has been great.
Thank you.
Um, I see you on the flip side. Thank you for being my guest this week.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
All right, you have a good one. Bye bye. Okay, guys. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Fuck With Me Fridays, the Laugh Podcast, where y'all know I'm interviewing dope individuals who are bigger in their faith, a force to be reckoned with, unique in their craft, creative, and knocking down barriers every day. If you want to be a special guest or you know somebody who want to be a special guest, please tell them to get with me. We would love to have them. We would love to know what they're doing and everything like that. While I still got you guys here, I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. Y'all already know Bella Rain Cosmetics. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Um, y'all already know everything I wear is the Bella Bella Bella. I'm actually wearing my fave, the clearest crystal. Y'all better get y'all some clearest crystal. Y'all know what time it is. Another one of our sponsors is Rogers Contracting Solutions, where they take your concept to completion. If you're looking for any new home design or designing your business and you need a contractor, please hit us up at Rogers Contracting Solutions. Follow us on Facebook. I don't know if we got Instagram. Sorry, no. Another one of our sponsors is the Do Right Tax Services. If you want your taxes done right, you want to make sure you're getting all your credits and all your deductions, you need to get with Do Right Tax Services. And then I want to shout out my girl Jasmine Taylor. She has the Black collection going on. It's her third annual Easter basket for give remembrance baskets. She gives out baskets to children all the way up to the age of 18 who has lost a parent. She gives them an Easter remembering basket. So she is still taking donations for that. She is still accepting children. So please get at her. I have, if you would like to make a monetary donation, her information is flying across the screen right now. You can Zelle her at the Black Collection 4 at gmail.com. She's taking donations all the way up until she passing out these Easter baskets. So if you can't give any funds, you can definitely reach out to her to give to donate Easter baskets, all different supplies for Easter. So definitely check her out. Again, that is the Black Collection, the number 4 at gmail.com. And this is for the third annual Easter basket remembrance giveaway. So, whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. But again, it's your girl Angel, the hood woman of God, and I thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week while I have another special guest. All right. Bye.